Hi everyone, this is Carrie for Redesign with Prima, and today I'm going to show you a really cool and beautiful last minute gift idea using our decoupage fiber. I made some wall panels and some coasters, and I can't wait to show you how to make this easy project. This paper is called Dashing Through the Pines. It's a lot of deer and woodsy scenes with snow, and I just think it's absolutely magical and beautiful. I'm going to make some coasters, and I took two inexpensive wood panels that I got from a timber place where they were just leftover scraps, so they were really, really cheap. I painted them in like a cream color chalk paint because you want your papers to pop with a lighter color behind the paper. That's really, really important. If you use a darker color scheme, the images don't, show as well as they do with the lighter color schemes. And now I'm adding our decoupage gel in Shine. So this is a really heavy gel, and it grabs the fibers beautifully. And you want to add a generous layer to your surface and make sure you cover it the best that you can. Now I can do the whole panel in one shot. Because it's a smaller project. If I was working on something a little bit bigger, I would do it in sections. Now I take our scraper tool and just glide it over all the areas, and I see that I've missed some spots where I need a little bit more. That's totally fine. You have a little bit of forgiveness there to work with the gel. And the scraper just helps smooth out the paper and get it onto your surface nice and evenly. It will even take off some of that gel through the paper if you add a little bit too much. So it's really nice and forgiving. And now I'm taking the smaller images and I'm going to use these for coasters. I love these deer with the background. So I cut it right in half so that I can choose the deer image that I want to go over the coaster. And again, I repeat the process and add a nice, generous layer of that gel. And, any paintbrush will work with it. This, is a pretty easy process, pretty straightforward. And then I just add it over the surface, like where I want that image. And you can see what I mean with like the lighter color behind. It just makes that whole image pop. And the scraper tool, again, comes in handy. It helps remove a little bit of the excess and make sure that it's really, really nice and even. And I'm going to use both of these deer for two of the coasters. And, what's interesting about our papers, too, is that we have such high quality paper, and it's very inexpensive. It's very budget friendly. So a project like this with one paper pack can go a really long way to make several projects. And here I'm showing you can use either side. So if you want the deer going one way or the other, it doesn't matter. And when you add your mediums, the ink from the paper does not bleed. It stays right where it's supposed to. And I just love using high quality products because it makes your life so much easier to get amazing results. And now I'm doing the little cabin scene on the other panel, and I'm just making sure that it's on there nicely, nice and straight and smooth. I don't want the house to be crooked. And and I just smooth it out a little bit and then go in with the scraper again. Pretty much repeating the same process for both panels and the coasters. Now here are some of our other paper sets. I just wanted to quickly show you that, in case you wanted to do this project, but maybe with different images. That's Bunny Wonderland. This is Santaland Sparkle, and this has a lot of smaller images in it. So this is actually really nice for like square coasters or smaller little, projects that you want to work on. And then we have Festive Cardinal with vintage Santas and, of course, the iconic cardinal image with very bold colors. All right, I let that layer dry when after I added the paper, I let it dry. And now I'm going back in with the decoupage gel again and then basically adding a top coat to it. So I'm sealing the paper and adding a nice layer, like a finished layer. And you can see I just am careful. I really go along the edges. I go in one direction and, I let that dry again. And now I'm going in with my sanding block. So this is I believe a 200 40 grit, something like that. It's a fine sanding block, and I just go along the edges. This is going to give me a really nice clean edge. So it's not a lot of fuss, and it's, pretty straightforward. You can use a craft knife, and like I said, I do recommend that you do this part when everything is completely dry. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit messy. Here, I'm just showing that I went along the edges because sometimes some of that gel seeps out from underneath. And you can use the sanding block to kind of remove that and any like frayed edges. It's really nice and handy to use for a lot of different projects like that. Now I'm taking our gilding marker. This is a really highly concentrated gold marker, and I'm just priming it because it's new. And you just want to go along the edges of the coaster. Now I can do this for all the coasters and the decor panels also, but I chose just to do the coaster. Sorry, I'm a little off camera here, but I didn't realize that when I was doing it. But you just take the pen and glide it along the edge, and it just covers all of those little sides perfectly. Now I'm going in with our metallic sheen. This is called Polished Bronze. It's kind of a warm metallic tone, and I decided to do the panels with this and my Finnebear art brush. The flat edge of the art brush really made this so easy. I didn't have to worry about getting too much everywhere else that I didn't want it. And this acrylic paint, I can't tell you enough how the coverage is just amazing. I just did one coat. That's all it needed. And it just gives a little bit of like that holiday glam kind of gold, warm tone feeling. And now I'm going to go in and just add a little bit of that glimmer over the trees. It adds a really nice extra layer and depth, and it matches the sides. So it brings the whole look together. So I just do a few of these trees just to add a little bit more shimmer and sparkle. And I go in with a very light brush and just kind of use my fingers to blend it in a little bit more. You only need a very little. And because I wanted it to be very subtle, I didn't want it to cover the entire tree. And you can see how that looks. That's really, really fun. So you want to just offload that brush and just add a very little in the trees if you decide to do this. The trees are easy because they're nice and straight. And I also did a little bit more like over the edges, and I wasn't even about this. I wanted it to look kind of rustic, but rustic glam. Now here they are finished. You can see how that gold marker worked on the edges. It added so much sparkle. I added some of that polished bronze to the coasters as well, and did the same with the cabin panel too. So I think this was a really fun project. Very easy to do, great for a last minute gift. And these can be hung up all year round during winter, even after Christmas is over. So I think it's really a versatile set. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. I'll leave all of the products and links in the description for you so you can find exactly what I used and maybe try it for yourself. And I hope that you're inspired to use all of these products because they really, really are amazing. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe and follow for more DIYs coming soon.